Hi, and this is an episode of SMS News Channel, and I'm just going to talk about a few things and just, get it out the way. But before I get into any topics that I have to talk about today, I would like for you to like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification button to get the latest videos or past videos. If you want to have a discussion panel, I'm trying to work on it to where we can talk about some things and just get it going, All right, so in the last video I was talking about dating apps, and do I think that we should stick with regular dating, or as opposed to dating somebody virtually and then meeting them later. I will say this, in my last video I wasn't trying to come across judgmental or rude. I think the thing is about it is I just get so passionate and I'm very tenderhearted about the topic, because I feel like a lot of times people get almost bewildered and bamboozled by the person that they're talking to, because a lot of people that I've seen have been hurt so bad, and it just crushes me, because it's like you see good people every day and you want to see them happy and in a relationship that is what they to what their standards and likings are, you know what I'm saying? And so when you are that person that's just trying to strive for just the regular things like happiness, or for those people that are spiritual minded, seeking a better relationship with God and trying to get to where you need, you know what I'm saying? Trying to date can be very frustrating. For me, I haven't been as successful with the dating online situation, just because some situations became bad to worse, I've had one situation where somebody was trying to ask me for money, and this relationship was like for almost like 6 years. And then I just finally cut it off, because I said, you know what, I don't really want to be going through this situation. Like, I don't feel like being used. And when I tried to confront the person, they were like, well, it's not one-sided and stuff like that. And it's like, no, it is one-sided, because I'm forsaking morals and stuff that I normally don't do for this relationship. And my thing is, as a testament, don't ever feel like you have to do that, because whatever it is you're doing, it's not worth it. You do better by just keeping what you need to. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my personal opinion. I guess why I was so frustrated in the beginning, and I guess I got hurt, because I felt like if you're not in the mindset to want to get to know me, then automatically you're just wanting to get benefits. You know what I'm saying? And I guess why I got so hurt is because I feel like a lot of times men that are in this age where they want you to accept them for them, but they want to know everything about you so that you can be that perfect. They could be that perfect person only so they can benefit off of something. And I guess the situation made me mad, because he tried to gaslight me, because this is basically what happened. And I'm gonna be brief about it, then I'm gonna let it go. So I was talking to this person. It wasn't like getting serious. We were just trying to talk, get to know each other for a second to see what's going on. He was asking me questions. I was asking him questions. He told me he had a past. I was a little skeptical about it, but I didn't want to scare him off at first, so I didn't make a lot of comments, because I felt like, for me, I don't want to come off judgmental. But it made me a little skeptical about the whole situation because for me, I just was like, I don't really want to date somebody who's had issues in that, you know, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you've ever had a person who's been before, I have tried one person. Didn't work. It was just really weird and I was uncomfortable because I felt like I was giving way too much. But nonetheless, that was another situation. Situation number two. Talking to this individual, he was just like, well, so what is your plans? What do you want what do you want a relationship? And I just told him right now, not really. I just wanted to work on me first and then get to know you a little bit, and that's it. So when I say I want to get to know a person, hey, how you doing? Talk a little bit, maybe see each other in person or something like that. Do the normal stuff. You see what I'm saying? But you can tell automatically it was like a conversation where it's like, so, because for some reason, I don't understand, especially on dating apps, why the first thing they want to say is they want to bring up the relationship situation so they can spoon in what they really want. Because ultimately they think, well, she's only going to do this if I'm in a relationship, but you're not trying to get in a relationship in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So he goes to say, well, do you want to, what do you want, what kind of what are you looking for? I said, honestly, I don't know just yet, but I do want to get to know you. And I was being honest because honestly, I didn't know how to feel. First, I'm taken back because he's telling me about his past, so I didn't really know what to say, and I didn't want to be rude, so I just wanted to listen and hear him out and be understanding, because I'm the last person to really try to judge anybody. I'm not saying I've ever been, in a situation like that before, but I'm just saying, trying to be understanding. So the thing is that he says, well, do you want a relationship with me? And I said, right now, I really don't know yet. I just know I just want to get to know you. I'm working on myself first before I rush into anything because I've been hurt before, so I'm trying to be careful. And so I'm honest with him because I'm showing the fact that I'm being vulnerable and honest about how I really feel. Because in the past, I was prone to just jump and just do that, and it didn't make me feel better. So I just said, let me take a different approach and see what happens. Because usually I used to be really aggressive and do all those kind of things, but I don't want to be like that. So I was talking to him, we had a conversation, and he was just like, well, if you're not, I don't want to be wasting my time if it's not going to lead into anything, because it feels like you're going to get what you want and I don't get what I want. I'm not gaining anything other than we're both getting knowledge about each other. And then you can choose and debate whether or not you want to talk or not. And if you don't, then just cut it off. It's not a waste of time. If you get into a conversation, you might feel bad later because you feel like that's not the person that you wanted. It's better to learn that head on than to not know at all and then get blindsided. Because what I notice is people have a tendency to say a whole lot of stuff and then they get upset because they get caught in their game. And then it's no fun anymore because, but if you say it straightforward, then it's a taken back, like, I can't believe she just said that. Get to the point, you know what I mean? So he just says, well, I don't want to, it's only going to hurt you if I don't want to waste my time. And I'm just like, it's okay, And then I just got rid of the conversation because I feel like, honestly, At this point, I don't want to waste any time with anybody that's not going to take the time to learn me first. Because a relationship is not a meal. You don't just put it in the microwave for 15 minutes and then it's hot. You still got to turn it. You got to put it in the microwave a few minutes and then make sure everything is hot. But if you really want a home cooked meal, it's going to take time, just like a relationship. Hi, my name is Bob. I work in construction. What do you do? Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm a beauty parlor person. I've been doing this for so many years. That's how a person gets to know each other. Take the time to gradually get to know each person. But the problem is, and what I've learned, especially in my generation, and any generation, but mainly my generation, you guys don't want to be honest about what your true intentions are. And then you want to get on these stupid podcasts and talk about how women are too masculine, and that's the reason why they can't fit the agenda that you're trying to do, which is basically finesse. But we're the catfish because we don't have the makeup, we don't have the beauty, we don't have the butt, we don't have the shape. But you want to sit there and con somebody into getting into a relationship just so you can sleep with them and then leave them heartbroken and leave. But then if somebody spits the truth out to you like that, then it's too masculine, you're too educated, you're too much. Now you're comparing us to like folks that are like Amanda Seales, you're too much. There's nothing wrong with just stating what you want. You don't have to be arrogant like she is, and no shade to her, but I'm just being honest. You don't have to have the strong delivery that's too much. But you can just state how you feel and go. Not everybody has the mature palate like you do. And that's okay. But if you're only coming into a relationship to finesse somebody, I'm going to tell you right now, for those people that are like that, you are going to find yourself getting nowhere. And karma, let me tell you, is a pain in the butt, because it's just going to show you you were going to fall on your butt if you don't. Think you won't. It always does. Shoot. I don't have to say it happened to me for karma to hit, or for God to have to hit you on your butt for you to understand this is not what you do to people. I'm just saying. It's frustrating and it's irritating because, yes, I understand what it feels like to be in that situation where, yes, I've been in church my whole entire life, grew up apostolic, knew the faith, been saved since I was 8. I knew the frustrations. I knew what it was like to feel like you're in a relationship or trying to learn people or trying to get to know somebody, and then your character be destroyed because people have said stuff that they shouldn't have, or you do stuff because you're trying to be cool and then they say stuff that they shouldn't have just to ruin your reputation. Nobody talks about those things. You know, I understand what it feels like to be hurt from church because things and situations got out of hand, and instead of somebody, being there for you and praying and seeing the situation through, they do the opposite because they're in their human self. The moment that people in holiness are honest with themselves, they can teach the young people to have healthy relationships if they just be honest in these seminars and all this other stuff and have real sit-down conversations that are appropriate, of course. But I think the biggest issue that I've been seeing is the fact that we want to point the problem as a gender situation instead of just dealing with the problem for what it is. People don't want to communicate what they want, and then for the person that does want to communicate, we bash them, we trash them, and then we talk about them. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with just saying, you know what? This is all I want in the relationship. That's it. This is all I want. Stop saying stupid stuff like, respectfully, this is all I want. If this is all you want, respectfully leave. For real. If that's all you want, is to just hit it and quit it and not think of anybody else and just do about your business, then do that. But realize if a person is really in love with you and they want to do right by you, don't get upset if you don't get the person that you want because of all those years of you finessing people and treating people any kind of way. Seriously. I had my karma. Who's to say I don't get it again? You know what I mean? And it hurts. It does hurt. And when you have those honest conversations and you sit down and say, you know what? Dang, I did mess up. Dang, I didn't know I was like that. Dang, okay. It happens. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. Hold on, I gotta adjust this. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. And I just say, you know, for the grown men, you know what I'm saying? Be gentle with women. Our hearts are sensitive. We don't always mean to backlash and say things that are disruptive and stuff. Understand, when you're dealing with somebody that's been through so much hurt, pray for that person. You know what I mean? You don't know, just a few minutes of encouraging words could help a person. You know, don't think that being physical is the only option in a relationship. You know what I mean? So I guess for me, it's to the point where I'm saying this. I want more in a relationship. And I feel like if I probably don't know if I'll ever be with anybody, but in general, I just think that a lot of people are probably going to be single because of the way that we handle each other is ridiculous. I'm just going to be flat out honest. We get on these podcasts, we disrespect each other in our community, and it doesn't make sense. We say some of the most disrespectful and hateful things towards each other. And for what? Just because one or two people is not handling the community right. You got one person that's on welfare and they want to gloat about it, or one person that thinks that boyfriends are the only people that are supposed to pay their bills and that's it. You guys are literally letting memes and social media teach you how to handle your relationship. But then when you have a real relationship, you don't even know how to handle the relationship because you don't know how to be a real person. There's nothing wrong with just taking the time. One second.